Hi, Valerie here, the crafty whale. So I've made this nice illuminated flower card as a bit of a spring greeting for a happy birthday card, and the flowers shake away. It's not all that brilliant when you see what's underneath the flowers, but I haven't found a way of disguising that unless you use a background that's the same colour as the copper, so I have to put up with that. But once the flowers are shaken into place, then it looks fine. Blue background, I've got a white card for the front. There is a layer of plastic from some for packaging, PET foil, you can buy it as well, and the card is quite thick, as you can see, so I've actually put a little strip of card to hide my stack of foam, because it's actually 6mm of foam in there. But if you buy the right colour foam, which I didn't, then you won't need to hide it, because it'll look alright. If you happen to have some 6mm foam, then that's perfect. And if it's white or grey or black or something, or to match your card, then that's even better. Simple card. Okay, for the ingredients, then I had the folded card, some other cardstock to form the background with the grass. I used paint, acrylic paint, for the picture of the flowers, at least the leaves and the stalks. Then what did I use? Oh yes, I used Fun Foam self-adhesive. You could also use this adhesive tape that's foam tape. You can get thicker versions of that as well, which would be even better. What else? Oh, we need our electrical stuff. So the self-adhesive copper band and some batteries. I've got 1.5 volt, which is not good. 2 1.5 volts make 3, but it's always a bit of a fiddle to get them to join together. Better to have a single cell battery with 3 volts. And to make the connection, I've used these here. They're 5mm thick and 1 centimetre across. It doesn't have to be like that, but they have to be heavy enough to form the connection nicely. I smoothed them down with some very fine grade sandpaper. What else did I use? Glue. Because of the plastic business, I use this glue. So water-based glue often doesn't do the job well enough. Some fun scissors. You don't have to have that. Ordinary scissors, of course. And yes, I used shrink plastic for the petals, for the flowers themselves. I used a clear one, which shrinks down to a sort of well, a bit less see-through than this. But you could use something else. I use this because I happen to have it and I'm having fun using it at the moment. But in order to use that, then you do have to be able to cut it. And to cut it, I used a nice cutting die and my Big Shot cutting machine. But you could cut the flowers out of cardboard or pretty paper or something else, as long as it does the job. I think that's about it. If I think of anything else, I'll let you know. That's the dog clattering about on the hard floor in the background over the last couple of minutes of recording. Didn't notice it at the time. Of course, I'd forgotten the LEDs. As small as possible would be my recommendation for this, because you don't want them to be too obvious when the flowers are not in their holes. Now I'm trying to work out how to do this. I've done a sketch of my card about the right size, And the idea is that it should look like a window. You're looking through the window, and in your window box outside you've got some flowers. And when the flower, which is loose, shakes into its right position, then it lights up a little bit. So I want LEDs either side of the central bit, but the central bit is going to be the switch. I've got some shrink plastic here, and I've done a prototype, just cutting out a rough flower and then shrinking it down with the nut in place so that it's loose, but the nut sinks in a little bit so that the flower is not going to be too high. If I just took a flower without a hole in it, I've got one here, and just put it on top, then my whole construction is even thicker. And that's why I wanted the flower to go around the nut, and then I'll just put a thin piece of card as the middle of the flower here. But this isn't quite right yet. Have to do a bit of work on that. Then for the circuit, I've done a sketch here. This bit isn't quite right. This would work. The copper is a little bit wide. I keep saying this, I'd buy the 3mm next time. Maybe I'll trim some of it to be thinner to get these little complicated bits right. We'll have to see how that works out. Battery here. One side of the battery goes to the switches, one flower middle, the other flower middle. The little blue dots are LEDs, and they link over from the separated part of the red. Let's say that's positive. The red part is positive. It's only positive on this little bit here when the middle of the flower is making up the contact, and then these two little LEDs would light because they're connected to the other side of the battery. The other aspect with this circuit, I've got the battery marked down here because the battery is quite thick. You need to hide the battery nowhere or outside your window bit, and so the battery is going to have to be down here for this design, and that's why I've got it sort of marked a bit further down, and then the flowers come up here. Background will be a nice blue sky, I think, with green stems and leaves painted on, and then nice holes ready for the contact to be made by the flowers. But I think I have to work out the flowers first and check that it's going to work. My design is pretty much to scale, and looking at the flower, I'd say about 3 centimeters maximum for the size of the flower. Both of the flowers the same, so that it doesn't matter which one you get into this position, the result will, well, the lights will light up. Then I've got my nut, which is going to form the contact, and that's 1 centimetre, 10 millimetres. So those are the things that I want to work on now. Now I use this shrink plastic to make the nice petals, and it's slightly see-through. I imagine that something like a piece of thick vellum or sort of tracing paper, or a piece of the PET plastic then painted with something would also make a good effect. So I've found a circle and flower combination that works from the size, and this yellow is going to hold this up, so it has to stick really well, and the plastic doesn't tend to stick with ordinary glue, so I'm going to use some Yoo-hoo to really make sure that this yellow circle sticks well. And then it has to also, it's not in the middle, is it? To stick over the hole, and then it's going to be stuck onto the nut, but it has to be firm enough first before we give it that job to do. So we'll leave that to dry and check that this nut is in a good state to form the switch of the circuit. Oh, here's my simple circuit. And what have I got for battery today? I've got one of these left over. This is a bit big, really. Don't need that much. This 3-volt battery, but the size of it is an indication of how much power there is in it. Now then, let's see. We've got a place ready for that. And here is where the connection's going to be. Let's just see if it's working. Oh, it's got a bit of sellotape over it. That's not very helpful. That's for a different experiment. Ah, there we are. So, very good. Excellent. Not every part of the nut is good. So what I'm going to do is take some very fine, this is 600 grade metal. For metal, there are 2 different sorts. There's the brown one usually that's for wood, and this is sandpaper for metal. And oops, doing my nail as well. Give it a really good polish up. Make sure it's nice and flat. There's a nice smooth surface, so this forms a good connection. Oh yes, very good. So the nut, one side of it at least, is ready. So this is going to be the background for my design. So this will have holes in it. The circuit will be on the card. This is a folded card. And then this background piece is cut so that it's about the size of my window. It'd probably be a bit shorter. I need space here to hide the battery, so maybe I should cut this, or the window won't be as long as this. And now I need to work out where my flowers are going to be and make a nice picture with it. So I'm going to use 2 flowers, nicely positioned, about like that. And then the stalks for my flowers are going to go down here like this. This one like that, and then a couple of leaves. And then I have to colour that in. Now the lights are also going to have to shine through here, so there are going to be little holes added, or little gaps added here at the edge of the connecting hole for the LEDs to shine through under this petal part of the flower, but I don't know yet exactly how it's going to work out and where these LEDs are going to be, so I'm just going to leave it like this. Make the card. Wait a minute, where's my card? I'm going to put the circuit on my folded card when I find it. Yeah. So I have to mark these things and then make my circuit on the folded card, and then I'll know where to extend these holes to allow for the light to shine through. So I've done my circuit slightly different to what my plan was, and I'm going to need more space for the battery here than I originally planned, or that could be simpler, because what I've got are 2 1.5 volt batteries instead of 1 3-volt battery. Yeah, these, I don't know, we've still got another 2, and they're more than 8 years out of date, beyond their best, and so I'm going to use them up. And in order to make 3 volts from 2 1.5 volt batteries, you pile them one on top of the other, but that would make them very thick. So I'm going to connect them next to each other as though they're one on top of each other. And that means plus to minus. So if I put if my finger were a piece of copper, that would be the right thing. And then you join this to one side of the circuit and this to the other side. And that's how I'm going to arrange it on my card now. So as you can see, I didn't follow my plan all that closely, putting the copper band on the card, but that's how it worked out. And then it's a matter of checking that it works and then making little holes in the blue card where the lights shine through to make sure that we get nice lit up flowers. And now for the building of the card, we need some PET foil, some plastic sheeting from packaging or something, and it has to be stiff enough that it's not going to be collapsing in when it's a window. And I'm going to turn it into a proper window type design, as in my original plan. And so this is going to be the front on the top. I'm going to cut my window out of here as a window, and I've got some of this card the same colour as my strange green leaves, and I'm going to make some grass out of that using herb cutting scissors. Have you wondered why you bought scissors and most of the chives end up stuck in the scissors instead of in the bowl? Well, use it for something else. Tschüss, bis zum nächsten Mal mit Bastelwahl.